So today we are going to meet up with my speaking coach, and as a professional speaker, it's really good to have a coach and really good to evaluate what's coming out of my mouth and how it's coming out of my mouth and the whole presentation, because it's so easy to get caught up in a rut and do the same old thing. Like sometimes I feel like even when I try to vary things up, it's the same old presentation. So I'm hoping today to gain some new insight into things that I can improve to make it more effective. And it's going to make it better for the audience, and it's going to make it better for me. So it's a real win. So I'm super excited, and hope everything turns out okay. Hey, nice to see you, Paul.
Good to see you, man.
So much we got to talk about. I need help with my speech.
Sure.
And it's been okay, and people are liking it, but I think it can be better. And there's certain parts where I'm feeling disconnected with, parts that aren't meshing together, and I wanted to see how you could help me. And particularly for me, where I'm struggling, I feel, is the introduction and the conclusion of my presentation.
Sure. Both the introduction and the conclusion of a presentation are vitally important to your presentation. The content, the middle stuff, you know your content. I can't help you with content, right? Because you're the expert of what you know. But there's a way of thinking about this stuff that could frame it in a way that you can easily sink your teeth into.
Okay.
Right? I call it building the sandwich. Okay? And what I mean by that is every layer of your presentation is an intentional ingredient that, if you can visualize, becomes a delicious sandwich. Right?
Sounds yummy.
It is yummy, and let me explain. So, as opposed to in your own kitchen, you grab some Wonder Bread, white bread, slap on some peanut butter, some jelly, and then another piece of white bread, which is kind of plain and boring. Okay? Instead, what you're starting with is a delicious piece of marble rye, lightly toasted, maybe a little bit of olive oil on the bread. Right? On purpose, right? You're putting that first piece on top of a sandwich that eventually will become your presentation, right? But you start with a delicious, purposeful layer. That, Mike, will become the anecdotal opening to your presentation, because that bite into that sandwich is the first bite your audience is going to take when they hear your speech. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense. It sounds very tasty.
It is tasty. And what you'll remember is a sandwich starts with that piece of bread, that delicious piece of bread.
Delicious piece of bread.
A delicious piece of bread.
Just any piece of bread.
It cannot, and it has to be intentionally put on your sandwich. What goes with the other ingredients in your sandwich, okay? But it also ends with a delicious piece of bread for that last morsely snack that you'll leave with your audience. That is the closing anecdote that you'll leave in your presentation. The middle, as you can imagine, become the layers and the ingredients inside your sandwich, right?
All that meat and cheese that I like.
But not just meat and cheese, right? Your peppercorn encrusted turkey.
Oh.
Your 5-year aged cheddar slices, 2 exactly, right? Your thinly cut tomato slices, cucumber slices, red onion, 3 rings only.
This is seriously getting me hungry.
That's the point. Because you want to make your audience hungry by building that purposefully driven, ingredient-filled, layered sandwich. So the audience bites into the delicious piece of bread, they go through to the meat, to the cheeses, to the vegetables, to the oils, to the flavors, and they finish with that delicious piece of intentional bread. That's building your sandwich.
And ultimately, when I build my sandwich, that's a good sandwich, the audience is going to be satisfied.
Exactly. Any food artisan, a sandwich artisan, is putting together the dish so that the consumer enjoys it. It's not about how the chef or the artisan feels about creating the sandwich. It's purposely putting it together so that it is consumed and enjoyed. And that's the point of everything. Build your sandwich with your audience in mind so they can snack on it, enjoy, and walk out satiated.
Awesome.